Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes with your host Bert Laporte, Damian Monte Carlo, and Angry Mike D. Alright, sit back and enjoy the ride as they talk about all things that rock and other useless knowledge you don't care about. And remember, every asshole has an opinion. This is theirs. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
All right, we're back with another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. This one we are doing an album review, reviewing the Cardiacs on Land and in the Sea, which was an older record, right? Came out in the 90s?
This was from 1989 originally.
89, there we go.
And
so way back.
Yeah, and to
Way
get this
back.
one right now, it was out of print, and it would cost somewhere between $150, $200. You're going to not find it in America, most likely Italy or England, and the shipping and handling is probably about $50. So
Crazy.
it's a pain in the ass to get a hold of this album. So up until a few weeks ago, they re-released this and remastered it, and did a very good job on the remastering. I'll put it that way.
It made a
And-
difference for me. Let me tell you.
Absolutely. It's a big difference on the remastering.
Yep.
And I wasn't able to get my copy until about a week ago because it was sold out everywhere.
Amazing.
Right.
You're a diehard, Mike.
This is it. The Cardiacs
You are.
on land and in the sea.
Well, you bought
Probably their magna opus, some consider this one.
you bought
uh,
2 copies and had 4 running at one time, didn't you?
Oh, I wasn't going to keep 4, but
But you
I had
you were,
2 going
you-
through Amazon, which they canceled on me. And then I had 2 going through eBay. One guy had some kind of pre-order, and then that was like a month before I got it.
Mm.
And I found somebody else that had it on it. So I bought it from this one guy. And as that one was being sent out, I'm like, yo, I still haven't got it. It's been like a month. I was like, I'm going to just ask you for a refund. And he's like, oh, it's in the mail. Okay. I got 2 now.
There you go. Now maybe you could sell one of them for a couple $100 in a couple
Well,
months.
yeah, we're going to hold on to it for a little bit. I didn't even open it up.
Wow. Well, why don't you give us a little background about this band? Because I know you, like I said, you know more about them than we do.
So
As
we
far
did,
as the
we
band.
did the Sing to God album.
Yeah.
So this is their sophomore album, and this is the last of their original lineup, basically, their 6-piece lineup before they went down to a 4-piece. And this was almost their last album. And what happened was they met this guitarist, Jim Poole, and he says, dude, just go a little more on the rock side, and we'll go a 4-piece. And that's kind of the way they went after this one.
Okay. So and they're brothers in the band, right?
Right. Jim Smith and Tim Smith. And I
Jim
want
and
to say Jim and Tim. Jim had a stroke about maybe 10, 15 years ago and passed about 2 years ago, I'm going to say. I might be a little off on the timeline of that, but his last 5 years have been a blur. So
He was the main writer guy. Though, right?
he wrote everything. He was the main writer, yes.
Yeah.
I think he just he did everything. He did the arrangements, the writing, music writing, everything.
If anything, they are an interesting band. I will say that. Okay, so you
That's
know how
an
we
understatement.
it's definitely an understatement. So yeah, there's 13 tunes on this record. The way we do it is we get all our numbers together and we average it out, and then we start from our least favorite as a whole to our favorite song, and then we talk a little bit about it. So all right, Cardiacs on Land and in the Sea. Coming to number 13, Horsehead. What do you got, Damo?
Horsehead. Well, first off, I should say that, yeah, this music, this album, it's not my cup of tea. So I apologize in advance. My scores are all going to be pretty low because I just don't quite get it. Yeah, this stuff is, it's really weird music. It's very avant-garde, if you want to call it that. So this track, it was a bit weirder than the norm. I gave it a 4.5.
Okay. Mike D.
As a standalone, I wouldn't give it a high mark. I gave this a 6.6. I think it's a fun, strange, bizarre song. It kind of haunts you after you hear it a few times. Um, but blended in with the album, it comes off a little bit better than just listening to it on its own. But I gave it a 6.6.
Okay. Horsehead. I gave it a 4. I'm kind of on Dame with most of this stuff. I don't really know what to think about this song. It's short and strange, so it's short and strange, but I guess in the piece of putting together a record, little tie-in parts, I guess it makes sense for what it is. Coming to number 12, The Safety Bowl. What you got, Damo?
This was let me see. This was my least favorite, the lowest score on the album. Yeah, I gave the Safety Bowl a 4.
Okay, Mike D.
This was my least on this album, which was a 6.4. Again, another blending track. Had some neat stuff on it, but really not much of a song. It's almost like poetry in a certain sense, with just a little dabble of music mixed in. So it's
Yeah.
hard to even fit these as almost songs.
Yeah, more like you have to listen to the whole thing, I guess. Yeah, one of those
Right.
things. Safety Bowl, I gave it a 5. It's got some cool, strange keyboards in the beginning. Another short out there song with some cool kind of choir parts to it, but I think it's the voice. I just don't think the voice works for me. Coming in at number 11, Hold My Love in Arms. What do you got, Damo?
Hold My Loving Arms. This one I gave this one a 5. A little bit better than the other ones I thought, but
Mike D.
Okay. So I gave this one a 6.5, a little bit better than the one before. Another tie-in track, pretty much, and about a minute and a half long. I do like the guitar at the end. It reminds me a little bit of Brian May going in there, but
I hear that.
again, not much of a really song, but fun.
Hold My Love in My Arms. I gave it a 5.5. I kind of like the vocal melody. The words are interesting, crazy keyboard noises into the Sgt. Pepper style horn section. It's all over the place, but if anything, it keeps you confused enough that you kind of listen to see where it goes. But the voice, man, the voice is just killing me. Coming in at number 10, Mare's Nest.
this one I gave it a 4.75.
Any
Okay.
comment on the? That's all you got.
Dude, I honestly, every song
Blended
sounded the
in.
same. It was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike. It
Oh,
was
that's
just,
all right.
This album is just. It's not.
Oh, this is just payback
It's
for all
a-
the kiss I've been getting.
This is acquired taste music for sure.
The choir says, yeah. Mike D, Mare's Nest.
Mare's Nest. This is one of at least my favorite ones on this album. I gave this one an 8.3. Fun song, a little punky stuff going through there. I like this one.
All right, for me, I gave Mare's Nest a 5.25. The vocals chug along with some melodic keyboards playing in between. Yeah, telling you another interesting tale of I don't know what. But yeah, 5.25. Coming in at number 9, Fast Robert. What you got, Damo?
Fast Robert gave that one a right smack in the middle. Gave it a 5.
All right, Mike D.
This one got an 8.25. This one has some stuff in there that'll haunt you. Definitely in the middle of the track. I hear a lot of stuff that Faith No More used in a lot of their later albums after The Real Thing, some of the guitar work, the rhythm stuff in there. I like this track. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on.
I gave it a 5.25. Slight build up in the straight chaos with some spoken word singing going on. He pretty much does the same kind of vocal in every song. There's some cool parts. If anything I could say about the record is it's got cool, interesting parts, but it's the same tone, the same voice. Every song could be one long song. Interesting, but one long song. Coming to number 8, the ever so closely guarded line. What you got, Damon?
This one I didn't like it nearly as much as I loved the last track. But I gave this one a 4.5.
All right, Mike D.
This one probably my favorite on some days, probably on other days it might be another track. this day I gave it a 9. I think this is just a great closer on their album. It's a long song, but this just feels like a crazy dream, this one, like most of their other songs.
Mike D, a little
Like a
Sunday
fever dream.
coffee. Yeah.
Fever
Mike D, a
dream.
little Sunday coffee.
Little,
Yeah, a little wake and bake.
Little wake and bake.
Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's why I don't get it.
I
It
think
could be
Mike's
that.
wake and bake is laced with some stuff, though.
Yeah, laced and baked.
pop a couple
Laced
shrooms.
and baked.
You got to be popping something on this.
That's what we're missing, Bert. That's what we're missing.
That's what we're the no fun gang. I can't help it. That's what we
Yeah.
are. You know? Yeah. This the ever so closely guarded line. I gave it a 5.5. It's the longest song on the record. Like the rest, cool, wacky parts. 8 minutes of everything into the kitchen sink. That's what it is. Coming in at number 7, the leader of the Starry Skies. What you got, Damo?
Yeah, I thought this was one of the better tracks. I gave it a blazing 6.
All right, Mike D.
Because I'm gonna be like, man, this is probably one of my least favorite Cardiac tracks, and a lot of people like this one. It's one of their bigger songs, so to say. But for me, not really a fan of this song. I gave it a 6.75.
Really?
It's maybe too linear for me.
I gave it a 6.5 also, which was a good score for me on this one. This was one of the better tunes. This one's not too bad, but cut and paste everything I said before. All right. Coming in at number 6, Buds and Spawn. What do you got, Damo?
Buds and Spawn, a little drop down from the previous song. Not quite a 6, but close. I gave it a 5.6.
There you go, Mike D.
This one, like this one a lot. It took me a little while to like this one, especially the beginning part of it. But once it kicks in, it's just a fun song, man. I gave this one an 8.4.
Okay, I gave Buds and Spawn a 5.5. I like the speed of it. It's got some crazy speed to it. But then again, like I said, I want to just harp on the vocal stuff and some of the keyboard stuff. It's got that. It sounds like a kiddie playground to me. Now, if this was done in drop C and heavy, I'd probably love it. It's just,
So when you said, yeah, it's like sounds like a kid's like playground thing. Like, so basically, I mean, he really never gives away his lyrics, but a lot of lyrics have tones of like youth from like kindergarten, first grade, like grade school and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff's like, I guess, like haunting memories of like what he dealt with when he was a kid. So to give a little bit, that's kind of why the vocals a lot of times sound like a kid doing it.
okay, it makes sense. All right, coming up now, we are on number 5. Arnold, what do you got there, Damo?
Arnold, yeah, one of the highest rated tracks. One of the better ones, I thought. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Mike D.
Fun track, not one of my favorites. I gave it a 7.5.
It's funny because I gave this one a 5.75. I could have maybe went with a 6 with it. It opens up with some guitar, which is nice. It's funny how you look at the way me and Dame, and then the ones that we like, Mike's like, it's not my favorite. We're like, they're the ones we like. So it's funny how it's different.
Yeah.
We're so different, But hey, that's what makes it work, right? Different strokes for different spokes. Spokes, perks, whatever the fuck it's called. But this one song I don't mind. It's got some melody into it. I like this one a little bit for what it is. Coming in at number 4, Baby Heart Dirt. What you got, Damo?
Baby Heart Dirt, not as much as the last track, slightly below it. I gave it a 6.45 score.
Mike D.
Okay, this was the second track off the album. Fun track. I gave this one an 8.25.
Baby Heart Dirt. I gave a 5.25. It's a nervous track. It's that I'm doing this the whole time I'm listening to it. Very nervous. This guy's a very nervous guy. All right, that's what I gave that. Coming in number 3, 2 Bites of Cherry. What you got, Damo?
2 Bites of Cherry. Yeah, we're getting little bit better, a little more and listenable for my ears. Another one that's 6.5. So that was the highest score I gave.
Damo, you're amping it up a little bit, Dame.
Yeah, getting a little crazy over here.
Now let's remind everybody: a five's average. Anything over a five, why not? Mike D.
I'm surprised with Damien. He went higher than Bert on a lot of these.
I'm not. Mike D, what you got?
The Two Bites of Cherry, it was the opening track. Fun track. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff in there. A little more on the straightforward side.
Yeah.
7.5, I gave this one.
All right. Two Bites of Cherry, a 5.75. More straightforward, but still chock full of crazy. That might be what I call this episode. Chock full of crazy. Yeah. That's what I'm going to go with. Coming in number 2, The Duck and Roger the Horse.
Roger the Horse. Give good old Raj a 5.5.
Mike T.
Gotta say, this is a highlight off the album. After you get past that initial shock of that opening of it, you're like, what the fuck? it kind of kicks into gear and you're like, okay, I kind of get it a little bit better now, even though I have no idea what this song is really about. But I gave this one an 8.5.
I must have thought this one was all right. I gave it a 6.25. So it's fucking nuts. Yeah. Maybe I like the title. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, listen, I looked at more as a funny band, even though they're probably not. But if I can find the amusement in it, I guess it's not that bad. Coming in number 1, The Stench of Honey. What do you got, Damo?
The Stench of Honey. Yeah, the last two didn't rate that high for me. But yeah, that one I gave a 5.5 as well.
Mike Day?
A song about flies. I think it's a fun song. 8.6 I gave this one. I like this one a lot.
A Stench of Honey was my tied with my highest mark on this. I gave it a 6.25. It's got some cool spots in, a little wacky parts.
Some old, it has like a feel from like old Genesis in there.
Yeah, before they started selling records, probably.
Yes.
But if anything, I had fun on this episode. We did a lot of laughing. So yeah. So I gave it a 6.25. So as we're looking at the averages here, Damo gave the record a 5.369. Mike gave it a 7.75. And I gave it a 5.51. So it averages out to a 6.2. If you're into this stuff, it's definitely worth getting. But let's go to our final thoughts. Damo.
Yeah, it was, it's not something I would ever listen to. I mean, if we weren't reviewing it, I would have turned it off after 10 seconds. Really, it's just too wacky, man. But I know people that are into this stuff, so that's awesome. I mean, some people like chocolate ice cream, some people like vanilla, whatever. It was,
yeah. Yep, exactly.
It's not for everybody.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Say if you're a fan of like bands like Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, Dog Fashion Disco, you might want to give it a try because it might be your thing. So there's for a little bit of info if you're kind of wondering what kind of bands are kind of like into them. Even bands like Radiohead, Blur are kind of big fans of them. So you're getting a lot of stuff that they kind of incorporate into their music too. So
yeah,
it's sort of their muse.
They probably were influential, I'm sure.
Right.
A bunch of bands that we had no. I mean, listen, I never heard of the Cardiacs until you found them. And like I said, with Mike, as I mentioned before on the podcast, is sometimes Mike comes in and it's a home run, and sometimes it's not my thing. But you do find them home runs in between. This was a miss for me. But you do find them. I mean, he came up with a couple of them where I'm like, wow, I love this band. Like a band like the Giraffes was a band that
yes.
what a great download. If Damien knows that band. Dame, I gotta send you one of the records. It's fucking awesome. And it's not wacky. It's kind of just straight ahead, kind of rock, Anyway, so my final thought on the Cardiacs of Landing in the Sea is imagine this guy, is it Jim Smith is the main guy?
Tim Smith.
Tim Smith.
Tim.
The brother of Jim. So imagine he's got his whole life. And this is what it sounds like to me. He's got his whole life story right here. And it's put in fast forward. And you're watching the whole life in like a minute and a half. It just sounds like that to me. It's like, in a cartoon kind of feel. So, Cardiacs. If you're into odd, different sounding stuff, this could be your choice. I'm sure some guys are going to listen to the podcast and be like, they love this band. Mike loves them. Not for me and Dane, but hey, you like.
Hey, that's totally understandable if you don't like a band like this. It's totally understandable if you don't like any band. Really, it's your taste. But
everybody has.
It's an acquired taste. It's not the norm. You're not going to get the norm.
Yeah. Mike's Revenge.
Mike's Revenge.
That's it.
Mike's Revenge.
Don't worry, they got a few more albums out. So
I can't wait. But hey, you like what you like, and that's all right with me.
Yeah.
Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. See you next episode.